included and be able to participate in the forum, particularly those who can't attend, we're going to live stream the plenary sessions. So, what we thought we'd do is do a dry run. So this next bit that I'm covering for RB is going to be live streamed and be available on YouTube. So it's a bit of a test run for us. And if it all works, which I'm sure it will.
If any of you have mobile devices, you can go to our Toward YouTube channel and you will see yourself live.
So this is a bit groundbreaking.
Sit up now.
Something smartens up now. Okay, so my update is a quick update on ORB. So, let's get the convener then. Okay, there we go. Better? Okay. We've got a release of ORB coming out in September. So, for those of you who've been here long enough, we launched ORB, as it was called, Next Gen, September last year. It's had a really good uptake. So a year on, we're going to do probably another largish release. About a month ago, the Change Management Board met. Okay, Sam's waving, so I'll wave back. Okay. Okay, this is going to get a little bit silly, but anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, so the Change Management Board met, and the plan now moving forward is to have 4 updates to Online Record Book a year. So we one in September, beginning of September, so we have a system update just before the new academic year, but pretty much most of the Northern Hemisphere schools kicks off. There'll be a second update in January. Again, that's to tie in with the Southern Hemisphere, particularly Australian users of ORB, because their academic year starts at the beginning of Jan. And then there'll be kind of a third one in May. So that's kind of the rough timelines for the updates. As I said, we've got a big one coming out in September. I'm not going to go through everything. There's probably around about 100 bug fixes and enhancements. So if you want to stay here for the next hour while I run through them, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'll just touch on probably about 3 or 4 of the key ones. So we're going to have something called semi-offline functionality. So basically what that means is that if you are in a participant in an award where they have very restricted internet access, so for example a youth offenders type institute or a boarding school, at the moment they can't use ORB. They can register and that's pretty much it. So what we want to be able to do is give them the opportunity to use it. So the way it's going to work is a participant can register on ORB, they can do the award offline, so using Excel spreadsheets or whatever to monitor their activities, and then they can be uploaded onto the system, but the award leader then just needs to just tick things off, so you don't have to load up all the log files. So we've kind of found a bit of a happy medium. There are some catches around that, so what we're going to do is Australia's going to pilot it, but between Sam and I will put together a policy that will then be discussed and hopefully agreed at forum, and then that the policy will define in what circumstances the semi-offline functionality can be used. So we don't want to kind of open the floodgates just yet. Australia will pilot it, and then assuming everything gets approved at forum, then we're probably looking at the back end of this calendar year for it to be rolled out more generally. Next thing, so bear with me, and I'm not watching myself on YouTube, I'm not quite that vain. Award verification for IAC. So as Sam mentioned, one of the things we want to be able to do is allow certain IACs to verify their own bronze and silver awards. So we've had that functionality developed. So Tanu and Lucy Welsh have been testing it. We haven't found that many problems, so the intention is to get those bug fixes fixed and the system launched or included in the September update. And then in terms of actually when it's rolled out to the IACs, again, it's something that we'll be working on over the coming weeks.
At this point, Alex and Kelly punched the air.
Yes, very much so.
It's a big change for us as an organisation because long term, as we grow, it's a huge evidence.
Linked to the IAC side of things, so I think Gary mentioned 2 second Thursdays ago, we did a piece of development to improve the invoicing process for the IAC. So our beloved ALF and PRF, so Association Licence Fee, and the participant registration for invoicing, which goes out twice a year. So we've gone back from, I think it was taking GBT 2 months thereabouts to churn them through. We've now knocked it down to about 2 to 3 weeks because we've automated it, and we're going to make it even easier for the September release so IACs will be able to pay their fees using a credit card instead of having to then us do lots of debt collection and invoicing. So that's in the release as well. And the final big change is some of you probably heard about the change of the operations guidelines. So there's changes around language and also age ranges. So those changes will be included in RB, or the ability to have those changes for operators. So if they wish to use the new languages that we set out in the Ops guidelines, they can then make their language translations, and also be having the age ranges set by default for NAOs. So they're probably the key changes that will be going on for September. Timing-wise, haven't got an exact time just yet. It's probably going to be within the first 2 weeks of September. We need to just go through the rest of the testing, make sure everything's functioning as it should be, and then we'll get it ready for release. And there will be a comms going out through regional offices to the operators as well. And Marissa, I can't see Marissa, so I'm guessing she's not here at the moment. We'll be working with AIMS to update the online learning hub modules for RV, and also update the user guides as well to make those available. So the idea is to have a kind of a complete package ready for the beginning of September to kick off. And I'm going to ask a question. So because this is a fairly big release, we were going to call it release 1.0, so we just increment everything every time we update. And I kind of thought it would be really nice to call it RV 2.0. And I can't decide. So I thought maybe a quick vote. Who wants to call it release 1.8? Put your hands up. One.
I don't know what the other option is. You said one.
The other option is 2.0. So it's just a numbering convention, 1.8 or 2.0. Okay, we have one for 1.8. 2.0? Okay.
Well, I'd like to follow an Android approach and call it the letter A after the name of Haribo characters or something.
Okay. Okay, moving on.
No, it's like Oreo, and so it would be we could have things to do with camping. So it could be ORB. ORB Tranja.
Do you remember when Steve left? We said that in the old SLT, Steve was the one who often turned round to John and said, "No, John."
I have given you your own personal Wi-Fi as well.
ORB Brompton.
Oh, my God, yeah. Well, go with Cyprus, how's that?
Lucy's got a great.
Lucy was saying, maybe you could drink bronze, gold, silver, or whatever, but then using it as weight, there's lots more.
Okay, we'll stick with 2.0. Next upgrade, we'll have a little vote and have, I don't know, ORB boat face or something, I don't know. Anyway, okay, but so that's it. Update coming out in September, more comes to follow. Okay, I think the last thing I've got on the agenda is an update from, I think, Gareth on party stroke rounders stroke whatever in the park.
We still live streaming.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.